That's what she said.
And on that note, we're live.
Folks at home, welcome back to the 2018 Bassmaster Classic. It's an Ike Live edition right now, right here.
You look, Ike, you've changed your hair.
Yes, I grew it out a little bit. Actually, it's actually a Pete Glusick wig that I have on right now, which is a perfect.
I like that.
It's a perfect indicator from the promo pic right there. I'm Pat Renwick. The Dean, Pete Glusick, thank you for letting me say folks at home.
Oh, I'm glad to have you do it, man. You did great.
I'm giving you a little break right
here,
man, Pete.
You did good.
And of course, the Kenney powers of bass fishing. Ladies and gentlemen, JT Kenney right here.
Here to come, boy.
FLW Tour Pro and Bass Fisherman Extraordinaire.
And now MLF Tour Pro as well.
Would you look at that?
Yes.
Would you look at those
Yes.
apples?
That's right.
Our yapkas, like they say in Polish.
That I'm not familiar with what you just said, and I'm not going to pay any attention to it.
I
don't
appreciate
know.
that.
It could be a derogatory term against Irishmen or something.
Hey, I'm Irish.
We just had St. Patrick's Day. I did not get my fill of green beer. I'm not a happy camper.
You a little pissed off about that?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we can fix that up tonight at
What-
the Ike
what-
after party.
Yes. Probably gonna.
Was that a Steven Tyler impersonation you just did there?
Could have been.
That was pretty good, actually.
Could have been. I'm gonna start talking about love in an elevator here in just a second.
Love it, actually. Bassmaster Classic, guys.
Yeah, this is awesome. And dude, talking about, we're sitting here, we're doing Ike Live, we're watching Bass Live right here. We got the standings up in front of us. Dude, do you think that that kid's gonna do it twice?
Oh my gosh. Does he have ice in his veins or what?
That's all. I mean, good for him. It's awesome. I mean, just like I said in Tin Cup, we need heroes. We don't need guys from Salome, Texas.
Right.
we need heroes. I mean, that's talking about creating a hero right there.
No
I mean,
doubt.
I'll be honest with you. Personally, I'm rooting for Jason Christie. He's a really good buddy of mine. I go out there and go hunting with him at his house, a couple times, and he's a great friend of mine. I really wish that Indian could pull it out.
Well,
engine.
Let's put you in his shoes for a second. Leading the Bassmaster Classic by 2.5 pounds, right? Pretty big deal. Going into the last day.
He had a bigger lead than that, didn't he? Wasn't it like 5 pounds?
I'm sorry, you're right. 4.5 pounds.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Anyway,
my mistake.
Regardless, right?
And it's not happening, right? You got one fish. Tournament's winding down here.
And Ayler just caught another good one.
Ayler's got another giant.
Wow.
That's a big one.
And so what do you do? What's going through Christie's mind? How can he keep? Is he going to keep it together?
A veteran like him, he will keep it together, and he's going to stick to his guns, and he likes to power fish, and that's what he's going to do. Here's the advantage still that Jason Christie has. Yeah, he's like 5 pounds down. He's got one swimmer. So anything that he catches is pure profit.
Right.
Yep.
Where all these other guys have a 5 bass limit, they're culling. So if they catch a 2.5 pounder, they might only be going to get. Those glasses are awesome. Stockwell's got on, by the way.
That's right.
That just little things. It's like a rabbit runs by, and I completely lose.
Shiny things.
Yes, shiny things.
Squirrel.
Anything that Christie catches is pure profit. If he catches a 2.5 pounder, that's 2.5 pounds. He catches another 2.5 pounder. Guess what? Jason Christie's going to win the Bassmaster Classic because he's only like 5 pounds down. Or
and
whatever.
there's still time, guys.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Everything he catches is pure profit. He doesn't have to call something.
It's extra money.
But 2016, leading the tournament.
That didn't go so well for him.
Edwin comes out of nowhere.
30 pounds.
Is he thinking about that right now?
I would bet.
Of course he is. And if you watch the weigh-in last night, Mercer asked him, "Hey, is that still on your mind? Okay, is that still bug you? Do you guys still razz each other about that?" And Mercer was prying.
Right.
He was definitely prying.
Well, Christie and Evers are big buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
Real good buddies.
And Christie had the most amazing answer. He said, "Hey, Edwin and I, we don't worry about 2 years ago. We worry about right now.
That's why they're two of the best in the world.
Yep. And I bet you he's worried right now.
Oh, it's got to be. I can tell you. I bet you I can tell you exactly what he's saying, and it would be too racy even for Ike Live.
Wow.
Right now,
Wow.
He's dropping some bombs.
Oh, there's bombs are dropping. I mean, from up high, brother. Up high, they're dropping coming down.
Man, I guess if you've been in the tournament game, we've all faced that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've had it happen. We've all had it happen, you know.
When things, but, you know, like you said, Chris, and I've said this probably a dozen times, he's a killer. He's an absolute closer.
You believe it or not, as bad as that looks right there, he still smells it. He
does.
Oh, yeah.
The thing I didn't like this morning was that seemed uncharacteristic of Jason Christie was he seemed to be second-guessing himself, and you know him better than I do.
Yeah.
But he was like, man, I don't think I did the right thing here. I don't think I started in the right place because he started with fresh water.
Right.
And, I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that? It's –
man, you know, I'm not there, so I can't be sitting here, you know, making second, you know, string decisions for an angler like Jason Christie. But he is a good friend of mine. But he's one of the best at, you know, being able to do that. You know, like, you know, I've fished a lot of tournaments with him, you know, and just been out in the boat fun fishing with him, and it's just, you know, he's going along, and he like all the great anglers you can think of, they're going along and they just go, oh, and you go over there. And I'm like, what the hell made you look? You know, and they go over there, 4-pounder, 3-pounder. And I'm like, you know, and it's just something that those guys have that sets them apart from the rest of us, that, you know, and why they're in position to win the Bassmasters Classic again. You know what I mean? It's just
it's the sixth sense.
It is. It truly is. And you know, when guys get on a roll and get going, like, you know, any of these guys that you can see here in the top are all, you know, they're all at the top of their game right now, and this is the top of the sport, and we're seeing it all go down right here.
An amazing event too.
It is. It really is. It's like I said, it would really be amazing if Jordan could pull it off 2 years in a row. I don't even know what to say about
that. I know, right?
that would be insane. And
I would literally walk up. I know Jordan a little bit. I would bend down and say, I'm not worthy, just like on Wayne's World. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
But you look at I'm looking at the leaderboard, and we're watching Brent. You know, we've seen him bang some spots. Like, he's sticking with it. He's sticking with that spotted bass. The largemouth have certainly faltered for a lot of these guys, and you wonder if is now the spotted bass, is that the pattern to be fishing today?
Well, and here's the thing too, is that, like, the conditions today, like, it's warm outside. It's warm.
Mm-hmm.
There's, like, you can see Jason right there. He's in some little bit of stained water. It's warm. The sun's shining. Like, it'd be one of those things when I couldn't be able to figure out why they're not catching the largemouth. And these guys are the best in the world. They're not catching them because they're not biting. Why they're not biting? Who knows? Like, you would think on a warm spring day like this, you ought to be able to go to any little kind of flooded bushes or boat docks or something, you know, in 3 feet of water, and throw a vibe jig by them or something. And you ought to just be able to be jacking.
Ought
them.
To be easy.
Right. But what we're seeing, best in the world right here, and they're trying that stuff. Like, look, there's Jason right there. He's, you know, throwing a spinnerbait up by some flooded bushes. Like, those guys are trying exactly what I would be trying, that you would be trying out there, and it's not working. Here's the other thing that I see coming out. We've only got one guy, the leader, Jordan, that's averaged 15 pounds a day. You know, like, and especially after the first day of the event, you saw, you know, Christie had almost 21. You know, there was 18s. There was 18s yesterday. You know, and now look, all of a sudden it's not over, but we're winding down, boys.
Yep.
It's winding down, and 15 pounds a day is going to win. I mean,
you wouldn't have never guessed that.
No,
it's crazy.
No, I wouldn't have said it was going to be 20 pounds a day, but I would have certainly thought it would have been more in that high 16 to mid 17 range a day.
Right.
And now it's, you know, like I said, it's boiling down to, you know, and they could be a little bit off on those weights. You know, sometimes they are. There's a last minute fish caught or something, but
sure.
But right now, you know, it's late in the day, and we're at 15 pounds a day. I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be 17 pounds in that ballpark. And these guys, and in warming conditions, stable conditions, it's for whatever reason they're not catching that kind of weight.
I know, and here's the weird part about it. And, you know, and I've been fishing a lot of tournaments. I've fished like 7 tournaments or something already this year. You know, very early in the year, well, for one, starting all the way back, December and January in the Southeast, Florida included, was, you know, I've lived in Florida for like 16 years. It was the coldest December and January I can ever remember. And then all of a sudden when February came, it was 80 degrees. Even it was 75 degrees up here around Atlanta and everything. You know, like
at my house,
it was
Jersey.
Yeah, it got hot.
Yep.
And like, I know a lot of the lakes, the fish started to make the push.
Yeah.
They started to come up, like they were catching them off the beds at Santee Cooper and Brian Thrift told me that his buddy was catching fish off the beds in the end of February on Lake Norman in North Carolina.
Wow.
I mean, that's way too far up.
Yep.
That's a whole 6 weeks ahead of schedule.
Yep.
And then the 1st of March comes around, bam, it's cold again. You know what I mean? And
they don't know what to do.
And now the last couple of days, right during the sport's premier event,
Yep.
we're starting to warm back up again. So I don't know if we wouldn't have had that big warm up, early in the year when it shouldn't have been warm. If maybe on this warm up they would have been doing what they're supposed to be doing, and everybody fishing for shallow largemouth that have 20 pounds right now.
Right.
I don't know, who's to say, but that's the only thing I can say is that this year we had that super weird early warm, real warm, not just a little couple days of 65.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, real warm, and then it got real cold again. So
do you think it could be a combination to it that these bass the largemouth don't always behave like largemouth because it's a blueback herring lake?
The only X factor I think is that they're just not replenishing at all.
Gotcha.
Like those largemouth guys the first couple of days, and I'm sure that's why Jason wanted to go fish new water this morning.
Makes sense.
Because maybe there's just not more pulling up. You know what I mean? Like whatever ones were up. They caught them the first 2 days, and there isn't any more, which there should be because it's warming up.
And we had Brandon Cobb sitting here, and Brandon lives 40 minutes away.
Yeah. Brandon knows these lakes as good as anybody does.
He says, I asked him that same question. Is it a replenishment thing? There's just not as many largemouth as there used to be on this lake? And he said flat out, there's tons of largemouth on this lake. He said that people think the spots are taking over. He goes, every tournament is won with largemouth. It's, you come here at the right condition, and the largemouth are everywhere. But in these conditions, he says what happens is those largemouth will suspend, and they become hard to catch, and they're inactive.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, they're used, I don't know, they're blueback herring largemouth. They're just
which is a completely different animal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're just hard to catch, man. And they suspend and they get difficult. He said, but when they decide to, they're going to pull up and it's going to go nuts. But so, we got a really interesting thing going on. I look at the leaderboard. We got the Lee brothers.
Yeah.
Has that ever, I don't ever remember seeing brothers first and second place in any tournament, much less the Classic.
I think in like 2006 or 2007, I think Chris and Bobby Lane finished 1 and 2 in an open somewhere, maybe possibly something like, but never in like the premier event like this.
That's nuts.
I mean, this is crazy, and we all talk about Jordan Lee because he's freaking he won the Classic and he just wins stuff. And Matt was kind of like the second thought.
Yeah,
killed it last year.
Right,
killing it
with
this
a vengeance.
Year. And look at him now sitting on is that 18 pounds? He just made another call. He's neck and neck with what his brother's doing right now, and who knows how those weights are. I mean, if Ike was sitting on 18 pounds on this board, you can bet it would be more like 12. But
no, you're right. Or Wesley Strader, big guys.
Yeah,
too.
Does Wesley do that?
Oh yeah, he does. And I'm not saying, but he's my buddy. He's my brother. But y'all get Wesley big eyes.
Who are the other big eyes out there?
I don't know. Wesley's the one that always pops into my head. I'm sure there's some, but Wesley always pops into my head. Actually, you know what? The last year or two, I think he's gotten tired of everybody saying that. And I think he's actually like coming around full circle.
Mike's doing the same thing. You start seeing his weights getting closer.
And you
know
what?
And
Strader knows what every fish weighs, because if you watch him on MLF, he'll call it. He'll be like 3-1, and boom, there it is, 3-1. He knows, so that's definitely a sandbag technique.
I think Jordan, he's just so relaxed. It's a 5-pounder. He's calling it a 4. You just know that. I think Matt probably is too. I don't know what kind of weight they're sitting on right now, but it'll be interesting to see.
It's going to be scary.
But man, it would be so cool to see Matt win. I mean, that would be a story.
Oh, absolutely.
It would be awesome to see Jordan win again. There's so many stories. Brent.
Even Ayler, yeah.
Brent he's such a stud on the FLW, and here he just hasn't had that moment yet.
Oh, yeah, but he's been consistent as hell.
Well, 100%. Clearly.
Yeah.
He's clearly.
But he just hadn't won. Well, he won, what did he won the Texas Fest thing last year.
Oh, the Bass Classic, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he? He won that
Toyota Texas.
Yeah. So he has won an Elite Series event.
Was that?
But still, this would be.
Is that an Elite
No,
Series?
Like at Sam Rayburn or something. Didn't he win that deal? Or Maybe not.
He won the Toyota
we need to,
deal,
we need to ask one of these. We need to get Ken Duke back over here. How about BTC? Maybe BTC can do some research.
He won the BTC.
The Brian.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I love those glasses.
You
don't want him to take
I can tell.
We know.
I want to get in your psyche right now and see what you're thinking, BTC.
I'm just hanging on for dear life
nothing.
right now. Yeah, it's Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
We're glad to have you here. So you fishing the MLF now?
Yeah, definitely. Let's see how I want to say this. Yes, I am fishing MLF.
Wow, deep thoughts with Jake.
Yeah, there was. It was almost like footprints in the sand there for a second. You know what I'm saying?
I feel philosophical.
Well, did you fish start yet? Did you compete
No,
yet?
I have not competed in one yet. I will be. I think we're starting in like June or something, May. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I haven't had one yet. But they're
the first
coming.
event's in Cuba, correct?
Yeah, and then I think we're going to Patagonia after that.
Yes,
and then it'll be in northern Portugal for the final.
Amazing, amazing lineup right there.
Yes, it'll be great.
It'll
Be great. I'm not even sure we're fishing for bass at this point.
That's okay. You will be fishing.
Yeah, I'll beat them
fishing
anyway.
for anything in Portugal is phenomenal.
Yes,
as you know about the nightlife there.
Yes,
I think they have bass there.
They do. I've actually been fishing in Portugal and Spain. There are bass over there.
Yeah. You went over there for the World Championship.
Yeah, some kind of something or another thing. I don't know what it was.
BTC.
It was the World Championship thing. That was what those characters went to South Africa about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the International Caspe Bass event in
BTC.
Spain.
Basically, they brought you over there to drink, and they let you fish the next day.
I did. No, I was there for like a week.
Was that the one that Crete and Suggs and Watson were at?
Nope,
too?
that was the one in South Africa.
That's the South. Is that the one where they were talking about Crete spitting in the fountain?
They only let the important people go to the one in Spain. So that's why
I see. I get it. Makes perfect sense now.
Well, I mean, obviously.
It kind of all came together there.
Yep.
Hello.
I happened to be distracted by Christy putting in about a 3-pounder on a chatterbait.
Really?
Yeah, I just happened to
happened
to be distracted by that.
Damn it, Jake T.
And now he's idling. But what I actually like is I wasn't watching, but if he just caught a 3-pounder and he's idling, now he knows what he's looking for, and it's on cuz.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's look at it.
Seriously, if he just caught one and then just started taking off right away, he's like, I got it now. I know what I need to look for.
How much time's left?
Now he's on plane. He get it. Get it, boy. Get it, boy.
It's 2:30.
He's remembering right now. He goes, I know where I saw a bunch of that stuff.
Are boys? Are they allowed to fish till 3 or 3:30?
I don't know.
When does the actual competition end here?
I don't know.
He might be headed back in. I don't know.
I doubt it.
know.
No.
I don't know. But that was cool to see.
I don't see they've updated it. They haven't updated it on here yet, though.
No, I guess they have.
It says he's got 3 for 4.8.
3 for 4.8. Well, here he comes. Here he comes. And now we no longer
back to
have
Peter's MacBook.
Peter.
Oi, Peter. How's your MacBook? Hey, you want to play a tip game?
I love pirates.
Me too. Hey, you know what the pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet is?
R.
R. It ought to be R, my friend, but it's the C. You get it?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Those are dad jokes.
I know.
Those are dad jokes.
Super lame.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible, but it was
That's
good.
why we keep you around, Pat.
Thank
That's why
you
you're
very
here.
much. Let's play a game. You want to do something?
Let's do it.
Let's do
Only if it's dumb as that joke you just told.
Yeah, it's even dumber.
Perfect.
Let's do just the quick tip
Okay.
with JT Kenney.
Okay.
What do you think about that? So you're going to give the viewers.
Do you want me to start right now?
You're going to give the viewers just the quick tip.
I can give tips.
Okay. So I'm gonna name a technique or a bait,
right,
and you give the Ike Live viewers just a quick tip about it.
Gotcha.
Are you ready? Here we go. Just a quick tip with JT Kenney. Buzzin' frog.
A 6/0 trocar hook is about the best thing I know of.
That's
for
the
that.
quick tip.
Yeah.
Swim jig.
Don't set the hook really hard. Just reel into them.
Reel into them.
Yep.
Flipping jig.
Begin your hook set on a tight line. Don't drop slack in the line.
Don't use the old clock.
Right.
I agree with
that. Don't like pull so hard that they feel you, but like initiate your hook set. Like don't do the drop and snap.
The old-fashioned.
Yeah, I still set the hook hard, but I want it started on a fairly taut line.
Gotcha. Chatter chicken.
Same thing. Don't jerk real hard.
Just reel into them.
Yeah, and on the chatter chicken, I like using light braid with a cranking rod. Is the best thing I've found to not lose fish.
Light braid.
Obviously, if it's real clear water, you're probably not using a vibrating jig. But if you are, you got to go to fluorocarbon. But if there's any stain to the water, I use like 20-pound sunline braid and a cranking rod, and I don't lose them the way I used to lose them using a regular graphite rod with fluorocarbon.
There it is. Quick tip on a punching bait.
Don't have a bunch of appendages on it, and use something small. And the biggest quick tip would be, you don't need a 5/0 freaking flipping hook.
Really?
No
gaps.
A 3/0 is fine. 3/0 is fine. And here's the other thing about it: the hook is what really, really makes the bait not want to fall in the mat. And being efficient when you're flipping a mat, making it drop through there more times, is what's going to make you get more bites.
So dropping that hook size gets
makes
you
me nuts when it won't get through.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, if you go to a 3/0 straight shank instead of a, I like that big nasty Pro V flip from Trocar, but whatever hook you like, you use just a 3/0 and just the same thing I was talking about the hook set with the jig. When he bites it, just get the line tight and just pull real hard. Don't drop slack and snap it.
Is it true that you flip with fluorocarbon or with mono more often than?
Sometimes when it's really, really pressured situation, I will go with 25-pound monofilament line.
Over braid.
Yep. And I don't land nearly as many of them, but I'll get more bites.
Gotcha.
But it's only when it's like, FLW Tour, 186 boats, and we're all fishing in the same damn mat.
Why not fluoro?
Because the knot doesn't tie as good. But, hashtag listen to this. So now that I've finally learned how to tie the FG, the FG knot,
the Pete's knot,
big saltwater knot that I'm finally starting to.
Yep.
I think I probably will go to braid with just a 25-pound fluorocarbon leader.
Really?
But only in pressured situations. I'm not fooling with that when I find some fish and there's only a couple boats around. Oh, I'm 65-pound braid all the way.
Right.
But when you get in a pressure situation, even flipping a big weight, you will get more bites on fluorocarbon or monofilament.
Is that really your favorite way to fish? If you had a choice to do one, what would it be? Everybody thinks that of you. You know that.
I know. No, honestly, I'll tell you two things about it. The first thing I'll tell you about is I don't give a damn.
Okay.
I'm about making money.
Gotcha.
It's the only job I got. It's what I do. Exactly.
Yep.
We'll do some of this and some of this. We'll shake and bake. But I honestly, I'm pretty versatile. Like, I'm just as happy with a spinning rod with 6-pound line, flipping mats, anything. Like, I really try to be able to catch them as many ways as I can. It's just I won a couple tournaments doing that, so everybody thinks
that's what everybody does.
That's what I do all the time. But honestly, if I had to go and pick one thing that I'll guarantee over the 17 years, whatever I've been doing this, made a couple $1 million doing this.
Couple $1 million.
I'm about $2 million right now.
That's awesome.
Between FLW and BASF.
Yeah, you're getting.
That's why he's the Kenney Powers of Bass.
Somebody said that at some other thing when they were introducing me, so I guess it's right. We should look it up and see if it really is or not.
I just go with it.
Yeah, because I never looked it up.
I ain't looking nothing up.
But yeah, the guy at the Dick's Sporting Goods booth when I was crawling up on the thing, that's what he said. So hell, it must be true.
Run with that.
I don't know. Yeah,
it's pure profit from here on.
Right. But honestly, a crankbait. I've probably caught 50% of the bass, and the time I've been fishing that I've carried across the stage has been on a crankbait. Not wins, but just checks and checks and checks. I've probably caught 50% of the fish I've weighed in on some kind of crankbait. Because usually I'm never really on them, and I can just pick up a shallow run crankbait.
Just keep going.
Go down the bank, and I can catch enough to get a check.
That's called an FBR.
What is an FBR?
Freaking bank runner.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Well, I've fished obviously Bassmaster stuff too, but most of the stuff over my career has been FLW stuff, and we're always in the spring, so there's always fish on the banks.
Sure.
Yep.
Because it's springtime. And I'm not saying that that's my favorite thing to do, but when I get in trouble and haven't figured something out, I go get a 5-foot running crankbait. It's usually a Strike King. Down the bank you go. I mean, you not just randomly going down the bank, but getting on some kind of little deal and
Yep.
Eventually, it'll happen for you.
Yeah.
It seems that way most of the time.
Fish in the springtime will bite a crankbait.
Yeah.
Do you think there's less bank beaters now because of the advancement in electronics?
Okay, so here's what I think, and you know, I've been rooming with Brian Thrift for a while, and the checks are made on the bank, but tournaments are usually won offshore. And here's how Thrift runs his practices, and I've been kind of trying to do the same thing too, is basically just practice all 3 days of practice offshore looking for the honey hole. And if you don't find it, then you just go fish the bank in the tournament because obviously they're on the bank.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it's true. It's like,
not rocket science.
because if you hit out there, it's a home run.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But if you keep trying to make it work during the tournament, you're just taking your $4,500 and saying, "Make it rain, boys! Take my money. I'm off to the next one." You know what I mean?
I seen David Fritz do that. Of course, he never hit the bank, but they would be spawning over the entire lake, and he would be doing nothing but fishing in 20 feet of water the whole time.
Right?
You just get distracted.
What did I miss?
I did.
Somebody making it rain?
Best pickup line.
It was. Nice sweater meat.
What is it?
Sweater meat. We went over this in like live last time. But
I have an amazing pickup line. You want to hear it?
Yes.
So you're on the Tinder, right?
Right.
And you're leaving messages, and then you get a match.
Right.
Say,
right.
Here's the question: have you ever planted jelly beans to see if they would grow? And they usually respond back, "No." Then you want to come over and try? Works every time, JT Kenney. Works every time.
I seriously don't think I'm going to try that, but I believe you.
It does, because it either goes horribly well or it goes horribly wrong. I mean, I'm not going to kid you, but it does work.
I like it.
Yeah, it's worked for me.
What I really like is how we go from throwing crankbaits on the bank to planting jelly beans.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved in any kind of show that we don't bounce around ridiculous.
It has to be. I
don't want to be involved in
Pat
that.
just rips out the Ned rig.
Ned rig.
It's awesome.
And make it rain with the Ned rig.
Yeah.
I just saw your eyes following something behind me that I
was distracted.
Spectacular.
There was. I don't know if it was spectacular.
It's the spectacles of the Catalina wine mixer. It
was.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Catalina wine mixer.
That's what it is.
Selling helicopters.
Don't mess this up, JT Kenney.
Right.
Don't mess this up.
I can sell a helicopter. I can sell anything. Look at my jersey, for God's sake. I can sell anything.
Sell grills, man.
I know.
Selling Palm Bay and it ain't even for sale.
Right? I can sell a region of the country, for God's sake.
Land in the Everglades.
I'm a little north of the Everglades.
Yeah.
I'll work on them
so
next.
sell land there anyway.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
There's boa constrictors and pythons there.
There is.
Oh, it's true.
There it went.
There what went?
There it went.
Oh,
Another
distraction.
Bassmaster Classic 2018. Pat Renwick, Pete Glusick, JT Kenney.
He's up to fourth.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's got 5 there? Oh, he's got 4 there.
Really?
My boy, the Indian's reeling him in, cuz.
He is.
He's seen them leaders up there, and he's saying, "Bring it on back."
He's got an ear to the ground.
Bring it on back, son.
Look how confident he looks now.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
He's on
Look
it
at the
now. He
posture
knows what he's
change.
got. I
You
know.
see the posture change?
He said, "Here it come. Here
You
it
see
come."
that neck is like a
Y'all
hound.
Look at that. Just
Right under
dude,
there.
I'm telling you. It's coming.
So you got people at home, I hope, are watching split screen between us and Bassmaster Live and just having
Well, they better be.
Yeah, I hope so.
Who wants to listen to Tommy Sanders commentate this? It would be way better. I mean, come on. Sona, really? I can articulate the just crushing pressure that he's under right now.
Oh, my gosh.
I can feel it. Can you feel it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can feel it just because he's one of my best buddies. I can feel it.
I remember being in this situation, and it's indescribable how you just feel the weight of the world just pressing down, and you're just trying to block it out, like compartmentalize and focus on your cast so you don't let that get you.
The weight of the world on him. What about on me? Can you imagine the text I'm going to have to send him if he doesn't win?
Oh,
like, I'm going to have to sit there and think about, like, that's going to piss him
That'll
off.
take
That's
a few
gonna piss him
drafts.
off. I better get rid of that.
That's a few
gonna piss him
drafts
off.
right there. No doubt about it.
You know what I mean? It's like, poor him. What about me? People.
That is so true.
It is. You got to be so delicate. We're so delicate when we don't do good.
What's Edwin? Is Edwin coming along? What's going on with him?
He's in
He's
sixth.
sixth.
Yeah.
42. But he's got 5 though.
Yeah, he's been culling. We've seen him cull.
Christie's got the profit.
Live.
That was a great way to put it.
Well, that's what I mean. Christie's still only at 4, so his next fish is still all profit.
That's right.
He's not culling something. It's all profit.
Yeah.
Oh,
He could end it. He could end it with one big bite. It's unbelievable, but he could definitely
do
it.
What's he at? 43. He catches a 2.5 pounder.
It's done.
Yeah. You don't think there's a 2.5 pounder under one of them docks waiting to suck up on that chatterbait or whatever he's throwing?
He's throwing a chicken.
Maybe somebody can tell us when they get done fishing.
They
must get done at 3. It's got to be at 3:30, else they'd all be heading back.
Yeah, what time is it?
It's 2:45.
It must be a 3:30 check-in.
Yeah, it's got to be a 3:30 deal. That's got to be.
JT, what's next for you, man? You got MLF?
Yeah, actually, my next tournament's going to be a Costa. I'm fishing the Southeast Costas this year because the Costa Championship's on Gunnersville. And of course, you like Gunnersville. It's awesome. Like to fish.
Is it really?
It's actually coming back around a little bit. That it had kind of gotten a funk there a little bit.
I heard they had a weigh-in the other day where there was like 20-plus pound bags.
Yeah, so it's really coming back around. So I'm fishing the Southeast Costas just because I want to go to Gunnersville in the fall.
You coming up north at all?
I might come up there and fish. They're going to have a Costa on the eastern basin of Lake Erie. What is it?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, right. I fished a tournament out of there a long time ago, did pretty good in it. And, I like that video game fishing for the smallmouth. Don't get to do that very often. Yeah. And I think I might be up that way that time of year for something else, so I might step over and fish that one.
Nice. Awesome. I'll see you there.
But other than that, I'm not fishing anything else. I'm just going to do there's this one at Santee Cooper in 2 weeks will be the last Costa, and then it's just the FLW Tour from there on and MLF. So,
there you go. Well, I don't know if you guys know this about JT. You probably do, but you qualified for the elites. This year or last year?
Last year. Well, yeah, it would have been for this year, but
it would have been for this year.
Yeah,
and you opted out.
No, I didn't. Actually, that's not 100% true. I would have qualified if I would have caught one fish in the last tournament.
Okay.
So Wesley Strader was leading the points. I was in second, 1 point behind him, and then third place was like 55 points behind us, and fourth place was like another 40 points behind third. So if I would have shown up and catch one. I would have made it.
You opted not to fish that tournament.
I opted not even to fish the tournament. Honestly, and here on IKE Live, I say everything just how it is. I went to a lot of my sponsors and asked them, it looks like I'm going to qualify for the Elite Series. There's supposedly more, exposure there. There's, it costs more, blah, 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 blah. I want to renegotiate some of my contracts, and none of them cared. None of them wanted to give me any more money to cover, whether if you would or wouldn't get more exposure, if, the higher expenses because it's a higher entry fee, and in my opinion, there's definitely more sticks on the Elite Series for sure. There's the 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I wouldn't have said that. I would have thought it was pretty. There was, and there are sticks on the FLW Tour too. Don't get me wrong, but it was. I think it was pretty even on both sides. Now that a lot of the good FLW Tour anglers have went over to the Elite Series, I think the Elites is definitely a little bit higher level as far as the talent goes. So here was my thought process when I had to, because this is a business. I mean, I love what I do. I can't imagine even being alive without bass fishing. And tournament bass fishing and doing it for a living, but it's still a business. I'm still trying to make, I'm paying my Florida Power and Light bill and every other bill I have in my life through fishing. And for none of my sponsors to pay me any more money, I had a couple of them that said they'd give me another $1,000 or $2,000, but not anything that would make up
a difference.
That would make up the difference.
You're talking about, it's almost doubling your expenses, right? Almost.
Oh yeah. At least another third, at least, if not double.
Let's give them an idea. It'll go from 50,000 to 75,000 to do it.
Somewhere in that vicinity.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more, but somewhere in that. That's a good ballpark.
Yep.
So I'm going to pay a higher entry fee. Obviously, which goes into it's going to cost more, but a higher entry fee to fish against stiffer competition. The payback at bass is not quite as good throughout the field as it is in the FLW Tour, and none of my sponsors are going to pay me any more money to do it. So to me, it wasn't a good business decision. Like if I would have went to my sponsors and said, "Hey, I'm going to qualify for the Elite Series," and Palm Bay said, "I'll give you $15,000 more," and Holland Grill said, "I'll give you $15,000 more," and Nichols said, "I'll give you $10,000 more," and it would have offset that.
And it might have made sense then.
I would have did it absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that nobody did. So I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Well, that's outstanding.
But I will tell you one thing, that when I got on, I've got a couple of invites from MLF, but they made it, this year that I took it, and some of my sponsors came back and actually paid me some more money to be on MLF.
Wow.
Where you can't even wear their logo.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. So what I thought I knew about
what
this,
kind of snake oil are you selling out there?
what
JT?
I thought I knew about this whole industry is not what I wasn't right. I'll be the first one to admit I was not right about what I thought a lot of the marketing end of this industry was.
Wow.
What did you learn?
Well, I just thought that I mean, honestly, I thought
smarter.
Yeah, I thought everybody was smarter and I was dumber, and maybe I'm not.
You trying to say it was the reverse?
Yeah, kind of.
Well,
I have a move like that. I'll show you sometime. Not on camera.
Are you stoked about the MLF though?
Oh yeah.
I mean, are you?
Yeah, that's going to be really fun. And one of the cool things about it too is it's, of course, you want to catch big bass.
Yeah.
But that's not what wins most MLF events. Numbers win MLF events.
Pounder better.
So it's going to be cool to not be trying to catch 3-pounders. It's not a race to the next 3-pounder. It's a race to the next bite, and the next bite, and the next bite, and trying to. And I've been like that a lot of my career. Where a grinder, just getting checks. So I feel like I'm out there the first part of the tournament, trying to win, and then when that crap doesn't work, I'm drop back punting trying to catch me 12 pounds to
Picks that crankbait up again.
Great, get my $10,000 check. So, I mean, I think I'll do pretty good at it. I really do. I'm used to being able to run around, trying to catch 2-pounders.
well, and you've been practicing because it's like the deep water fishing that you're doing, and then you just go to the bank during the tournament.
Yeah,
that's all you're going to be doing up there is going to the bank during the
Oh
tournament.
yeah, because there's no time to be out there idling around.
Yeah, you lie
looking
around for those
that
10 minutes
Yeah.
to look for them, and then that's big deal.
Yeah,
anyway.
and then you just go to the bank and start fishing.
They do that on every
obviously-
practice. Have you seen that on MLF?
Well, that's because they're trying to
trying
find that honey hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if they don't find it, you just go to the bank and start fishing. But yeah, I'm interested in that because, like I said, it's not a race to the next 3-pounder; it's a race to the next bite. So I think it's going to be fun.
Right.
It's actually going to be fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
So-
looks like a blast.
People love it. Everybody that I talk to that comes to our classes or comes out in my boat with me, that's all.
Yeah.
Do you watch MLF? That's all they say.
Oh yeah.
Do you watch the MLF?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a great show. It's exciting to watch. You never know how it's going to end unless you're on the inside like me, and I talk to everybody.
Right.
But
Just saying.
Evidently, you didn't sign the
I
non-disclosure form that
really don't know.
I guess I dropped the bomb about Patagonia. So.
Yeah, that's true. They know.
Portugal.
Now they know.
Whatever.
It'll be a great derby.
No, but
regardless.
it really is. It's amazing how many people, I put a little thing up on my social media stuff. By the way, JT Kenney Fishing, every social media there is. I'm the best. You don't have to look at anybody else. But when I put it up, announcing that I was on MLF.
What happened to his face?
I don't know. Weird.
Yawning during broadcast.
Wow.
We got some.
He looked like the elephant
that's
boy.
Insulting.
Well, I wonder how late he was out last night.
Man,
He didn't even go out last night.
There's no
That's
telling.
the part.
That's impressive.
I'm not sure that's accurate. I think he might have come straight to the broadcast booth. I don't.
Sweet. Sweet summer rain. That's my man right there.
Sweet summer rain.
Um,
Well, we're all going to be
Summer's Eve.
We're all going to be going out tonight to the wee hours of the morning.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. Everybody's invited.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in an odd form because I usually go to bed at 10 o'clock, and this stupid thing of your guys doesn't start till 10.
I know. I think we all.
I'm gonna have to go take a nap before the thing even starts.
Pre-game.
That's
Pre-game
what I'm
nap.
doing.
Pre-game nap.
Yeah.
Usually talking about pre-game, that's when you go to another bar and have a
Yeah.
couple of beers before you go to the bar you want to go to. That's typical pre-gaming. This
It's
JT's
sleepy
pre-gaming
time.
is going to be taking a nap.
A little nappy poop.
Yeah, I set my alarm.
I think we go and kidnap his ass and bring him out at about 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
that's what I think we do.
You know, you were talking about the MLF though. Like I honestly didn't really watch him that much, and I started watching him simply because I wanted to know what I could get away with.
Right, you want to see what's going on.
Right, going on in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, every time I get home from string of tournaments or now, I sit down and watch them. Like I'm actually a fan of it.
Yeah,
it's got to be the most DVR'd fishing program that there is.
There's no doubt because some of these other shows they're like
yeah.
Oh, like I'd rather do bad things.
Yeah.
Old socks.
Yeah, like it's funny. Like I go to my girlfriend's house and like her mom will turn fishing on the TV and I'm like. Ugh. Because she thinks that's what I want to watch.
Like Charlie Ingram?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, God.
He has diamond gusset
Throwing
jeans,
the gauntlet down.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? I don't know.
But, yeah, but MLF really, like,
it's interesting because
I DVR Supercross racing and MLF. That's the only thing I go home and I watch the Supercross from last week and the MLF from last week.
Everybody's watching live, Bassmaster live, this live, everything's moving to the live. MLF is like, man, we're filming it and we're telling a story and we're going to let it roll out the way we roll it, and they're crushing it.
I know.
It's
awesome.
It's that story. It's that building of that excitement, that enthusiasm.
Like there was one the other day where Wesley Strader took off to like a huge lead. He had to catch one at the end of the first period. He had to catch one more to cross the whatever the cut line was. The however many fish they had to catch. He had to catch one more. Yeah, and he never caught one the whole rest of the thing. And like you sit there watching him going dunk, dunk, as the other people, and I'm like, W. Just catch another one.
He could do it.
He went and he fell out. He never made it. Mm-hmm. But just the stories like that and how that actually goes down with fishing, like that's real. Like
how you going to handle that? I'm
gonna get pissed off.
How you going to handle knowing what the other dudes are doing?
Well, I fished a couple of those Toyota Texas Bass Classics, so it's
similar deal.
I've been through it before.
That sucks.
So. Oh, yeah.
As a competitor, I hate it.
No, it does.
Some of the other guys like it. I can't imagine liking that. I get every time I hear that thing beep, I want to break a rod. I want to shoot my partner.
I like some weird stuff though.
What do you like?
So what are you into?
It's going to involve a stuffed buffalo and a 9-iron. And then we're going to go from there.
Prod.
That's kind of.
Ooh, no. Come on.
That's too weird. That's over the line.
Yeah, there was a line.
Is that sudden death elimination right there?
That's what I was always a fan of. How do you know where the line is if you don't push it every once in a while? You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of pushing the line, I think one of the great things about MLF is, of course, Shelly Sanders and Allie Akers. And Shelly put the I in the MLF. There's no doubt about that. And of course there's Allie Akers.
Wait, what do you mean?
Why is he being like that? Come on.
Oh, they're fine commentators.
Yeah.
Commentators.
And what does that mean?
BTC's like, wait, is that what they do?
What is that code for?
What is that
code for? They were turning letters.
Yeah, what is that?
So you're not looking forward to working with them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Will you tell us stories?
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I will purposely try to make it as incredibly uncomfortable as I can for both of them.
Thank you, JT. Thank you.
Yeah.
BTC, we got anything else on the agenda?
Yeah, Jamie Hartman.
Jamie Hartman.
He's trolling around behind you. I think he just left.
Trolling.
Hey, I love Jamie, man. He had a great first day.
Oh
here
yeah,
at the
he's
Classic.
Up north guy too, right?
Yeah,
good.
Cool
your guy,
story.
dude.
Cool story. Just keeps killing it. But JT, guys want to follow you? How do they do it?
JT Kenney Fishing on all the social media, whatever you want, Instagram, the Facebooks, whatever it is. JT Kenney Fishing.
I'm assuming you're into girls. If they if they want to date you, how do they do that?
JT Kenney Fishing. that's the only thing I bought.
Direct message, JT Kenney Fishing.
That's the only thing I got.
That's a deal right there.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right, buddy.
It's always awesome having you, man. Good luck this year on MLF.
You all follow along. You will like it.
Hey, this is Ike Live.
He gone.
This is Pat Renwick. Bass Classic 2018. I am Pete Gluzek, bitches. We'll see you in a little bit.
Pachow!